Now I'm going to introduce our amazing and talented presenters. We have certified mental health aide, wellness coach, founder, and executive director of Black Mothers Speak, Renee Culbertson, with us. Welcome, Renee.
Hi, everyone.
And we have an amazing educator, health and wellness advocate, and two-time ovarian cancer survivor, Chandra Robinson. Welcome, Chandra.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for having me.
And I'm gonna let you guys take it away, but I will be here if you need anything throughout the duration of the session.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. Again, my name is Renee Culbertson. I am the founder and executive director of Black Mothers Speak. Thank you so much, Amanda and her team, for putting together this amazing event. Again, my facilitator, the amazing Chandra Robinson. She's an educator. Her passion for her children, her students, I just love it. She's my inspiration. My accountability to partner. She is a lifelong friend, two-time ovarian cancer survivor, Chandra Robinson.
And I did not pay her to say any of those very nice words, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everyone that's in this space. Thank you for having me in this space. Yes, I am Chandra Robinson, and I am a middle school teacher for the past 24 years. So that takes a very special spirit, but I absolutely love my students. It is my driving force every day. I am also the founder of Team Too Cute for Cancer, which is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to educating and empowering my community on the impact of cancer and its impact not just on the patient, but on everyone that is connected to that patient. And the goal is to educate and empower so that we have more women that are here to tell their story like myself. So I'm excited to be here and share with I Can See Clearly Now, writing your vision, because you guys have such bright futures ahead of you. And we would love to be part of helping you create that vision for your future.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're just going to get right into it. Have anyone ever did a vision board before? You can raise your hand. Let us know. Have you ever participated and made a vision board before? Do you know anything about a vision board?
I haven't, but I've always wanted to.
Yes.
You're in the right place. You were in the right place.
Right place. Absolutely. You know, visions, it's so important to have a vision for your life. You know, every day the same. It just doesn't work. When you wake up every day, you need to have a clear vision for what your day looks like and setting some short and long-term goals. So I'm just going to tell you a little about vision boards, give you an overview of why vision boards are important. Vision boards are tools used by people to assist with clarifying, concentrating, and maintaining focus on a specific goal. A vision board can also help you to increase understanding. It creates an emotional connection that motivates you. It makes the dream real, that you can bring it, that the possibilities of bringing your vision to life, as Amanda did with this Level Up Conference 2021. It's just amazing to see how that one phone call with me and so many others, her team, it started with a vision for her. It started with a vision, and then her setting in short and long-term goals and setting a date. You know, when you set those goals, you set a date to accomplish this goal. And her date was December 11th, 2021. And here we are on this amazing conference. I tell you, that right there is the best example of creating a vision and really accomplishing it.
Thank you so much, Renee. And yes, and as Renee shared the story with me, it was a perfect segue and example to show how someone's vision, and it wasn't just Amanda's vision. It was her vision that was fueled by her desire to help those that are being helped within this space. So Renee discussed your goals and what role your goals play in your vision and creating this vision board. So I'm going to put a Jamboard link in the chat, and in the Jamboard, you will be able to write what you think, anything that comes to mind. Let's see, I'm going to put it in the chat, and you will be able to link. When you go into the chat, you can click that link and it will take you over to the Jamboard. And I'm going to model for you. I'm going to model for you what it looks like. I believe I can share my screen. And if you don't see the Zoom room anymore, you will still be able to get back to the Zoom room. There is was anyone able to get into the Jamboard? Yes?
I was able to.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I'm not sure if I can share my screen. But in the Jamboard, it asks you to what words, images, songs, or memes come to mind when you hear the word goal. So on the left side of the Jamboard, right under the arrow, there's a little box that says sticky note. You click on that sticky note and you write what you think a goal looks like to you, what represents a goal to you. And this way we can all speak at the same time, because the chat is not, you can't use the chat in the breakout room. So, oh, okay, someone put a very great example there, making a goal in a sport and winning. Yes, that is definitely a goal. For those of us who play sports, we do recognize goals when we play sports. I'm just wondering where mine went. Okay, let me do it again. Let me do it again. Let's see. I am putting mine in there. Let's see. Maybe I didn't save it. I did. You know what I did? I stuck mine set on top of somebody else's. I put obstacles and opportunities. That's what I put for mine. So everyone could, if you're not able to put it on the Jamboard, we initially were going to have you put it in the chat. So, okay, so a few more people jumped into the Jamboard. A few more people are in the Jamboard. Let me see if I'm able to. Okay, I don't think I can. All right. Are they able to unmute, Amanda?
No.
No, okay.
Yes, they should be able to unmute themselves.
Oh,
Anyone who wants to talk can unmute themselves and just talk.
Okay, big. Oh, no, the screen share is there. Thank you. It's there. So can you guys see the Jamboard so far? So
Yeah.
as you enter your answers, it will pop up on the screen and we can all see them at the same time. So we'll give you like 30 more seconds, right? So there's the sticky note. You see where I'm circling? It looks like my cursor is going a little nutso. There's a little sticky note right there on the left side. And you click that and it allows you to take a little, it's like putting a Post-it on a big chart paper that you may be familiar with doing in school. And it allows you to put what you think, a word, a song, an image. Anyone have a song that comes to mind when you hear the word goal? You can unmute and tell me that. No one has a song? I have a song or two.
Okay.
Renee, you
So
have a song? Wait a minute, somebody's in the chat. Nope, that's not the chat. Okay. All righty. So we only have two. So when we talk about a sport, you know, I know in hockey, there's a goal that you make. I know in football, there's a goal. You don't just make a touchdown, because I know a touchdown gives you 6 points. But if you don't kick that field goal, right? And it may seem so easy, because when I stare at a football field when my boys played football, it, you know, this huge, the field goal, it looks like it's almost impossible not to make the field goal, right? But every field goal is not made, right? So that 1 point is sometimes the determining factor when it comes to the, you know, the outcome of the game. So it's not as simple as it seems. And usually if there's a goal, what's behind the goal? As you're trying to score that point, what is behind that goal? Is there anything behind that goal? You guys can unmute or you can throw it in the Jamboard. Let's see. Okay. Behind the goal is the goalie, right? There's a goalie back there, right? There's a goalie back there. So Renee is going to give you some more information. I know you guys probably have all types of ideas about goals. If you want to share with us for the next 30 seconds, that's great. But Renee is going to give you some background on goals, and then we're going to connect those goals into your vision. Okay? Is that all right, everyone? Yes? Remember, the middle school teacher in me doesn't want to call anyone because this is a Saturday, right? So we're not calling on anyone. We want to definitely give you an opportunity to be comfortable in the space, but share with us because we're here to learn and grow from each other, right? So believe me, we're looking forward to learning from you. So I would love to see what you guys were thinking. You're gonna go ahead, Renee?
Yes, so, okay, so in reference to talking about goals, goals are what take us forward in life. They are the oxygen to our dreams. They are the first steps to every journey we take and are also our last. It is very important that you realize the significance and importance of setting goals and applying this knowledge in your life. Goals give you focus. You can have all the potential in the world, but without focus, your abilities and talents are useless. Goals keep you locked in and undistracted. Goals allow you to measure progress. By setting goals for yourself, you are able to measure your progress because you always have a benchmark to compare with. Goals help you to overcome procrastination. You know, I'm guilty of that. When you set a goal for yourself, you make yourself accountable to finish the task. Goals give you motivation. My goals motivate me. I get so excited, especially when I accomplish one of my goals by a certain time period. I set a date on it, as Amanda did with the conference, December 11th. And when I accomplish that goal, I am so motivated to set another goal and really work towards my different goals I set for, because we'll have multiple goals for ourselves, right? You're going to have short-term and long-term goals. Goals are tools to focus your energy in positive directions. These can change as your priorities change. New ones implemented and old ones dropped.
Thank you so much, Renee. So well said. So as Renee explains about your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and the importance of your goals, you know, and as she shared that Amanda had a vision for this conference, you know, her vision was like her dream. And then if you see on the screen, you took the dream, and this is a perfect equation. You take your dream or your vision, plus you add the action steps. Action is required. You have to outline how you're going to go from just having the dream to accomplishing the goal. You have to have a target date. So you add the target date, and now that equals your goal. Even when you think about a goal in sports, there's a whole playbook. It may not, for those of us that are spectators, we don't understand the strategy and all the planning that goes behind the success of that team, but there's a whole process behind it, right? So as she said, goals provide direction, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment, and it allows you to grow and develop, right? Because you're stretching yourself. So they're our roadmaps. They're like our GPS, right? Our GPS in life. You know, you would not drive any distance really without your GPS on. You wouldn't make Thanksgiving dinner without your recipes. I suggest you don't try anything new on Thanksgiving, but you definitely want to have recipes, right? So why would we go through life without goals, right? They give us a sense of direction. And when we get there, especially after that long trip, you're like, thank God I made it. And that's the same way it is with your goals, right? You know, all of what you had to go through to go from the start to the completion, you know, started from the bottom and now we're here. The here is your accomplishment, right? So it's important that we write them down, right? We have to write them down. We have to write down not just the goal, but the action steps, and we have to put that date on it, right? Because if we don't put that date on it, it really is just a wish or a want, right? But there's something that goes with it. We have to make sure that we use positive action-oriented words. I can and I will, because that changes your mindset. It makes you say, you know, it's not like, well, I might. No, I can, I will, right? In your goal statement and your action steps. And you should put the goals and the visions you have somewhere that you can see it, so that every day you remind yourself of what you're working towards. And the most important thing about goals is that it stretches us. It really takes us from where we are and lets us realize what we can actually do. I have on my Black Mother Speak shirt today, if you could see, right? Because I'm part of Black Mother Speak with my lifelong friend here. But my other shirt that I love to wear when I do workshops is Unapologetically Dope. You know, I don't know if you guys realize just how dope you are, right? You know, you're all dope in your own way. You know, when you're in the classroom, you know, the teacher knows there's something about you that adds so much to her classroom. It's like I have like a little diamond mine in my class. Like every student in my class adds something so important. So wherever you are, you're adding such an amount of value where you are. And when you sit down and you start to think about where could I actually go and what I can actually do, it is an amazing thing, right? You just have to stretch yourself. You know, I think sometimes we get afraid of how great we are, right? And never shrink from how great you are, right? So the 4 key questions that you should be asking yourself: why do I want it, right? Why? What do we want it? Now, when do we want it, right? Like the little people chanting, you know, why do I want it? Why is this so important to me, right? What is it that I actually want, right? You know, when you look at the challenge, you have to really take a self-assessment. You know, you have to look at yourself. What am I good at? And what are some things I need to work on, right? That's usually where we start when we start to set goals, right? And then we say, well, what do I want? Okay, I want to improve in this area. We write it down, and then we have to put the steps behind it, the specific action plan. You know, I often have students say, well, I want a 95 average. I said, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to study. I said, you've been studying all your life, but what are you going to actually do? Because you have to be very specific, right? And then we have to put a target date, right? We have to put the completion date. We have to say when we plan on accomplishing this goal, because we have to monitor whether or not we're on track. Let's see. Okay, Mrs. Robinson, there we go. And, you know, and when we are monitoring our goals and whether or not we're on track to complete them, whether we have to switch up, you know, we're looking at whether or not we're being successful. And we have to understand what, you know, we have to define success for us. But one thing that we can't omit from goals, because we all want to go from 0 to 100 real quick, don't we? Everybody wants to go from 0 to 100 real quick. But guess what? I teach math. And the only way you go from 0 to 100 is from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, all the way to 100, right? It's okay. Some of us are on the fast track, right? Some of us are on the express track of the train, and some of us are on the local, and it's all right, because that's your process, right? That is your process. But those obstacles, right? Those obstacles sometimes come. Like, I want to be on time to work every day, but the parkway sometimes just won't let me be great, right? I'm like, why don't you drive safer? And you had an accident. I can't blame the people for having an accident. I'm praying that they're okay. But there are those obstacles that come your way. So just a minute of sharing a little of my testimony. And I say it's a testimony because it gave me, it's my story that allows me to share why I know that goals involve obstacles, right? So I was diagnosed in 2015. And the name Too Cute for Cancer comes from the fact that my journey has been absolutely beautiful, right? It's been amazing. I have such an amazing circle of friends and family. And although they had to share something that was extremely difficult to go through, it's them sharing it made it possible to go through it. So the beginning of the pandemic came and the anxiety I had never experienced this level of anxiety before. And so a friend of mine who's an Ironman, if you know what an Ironman is, it's like the world's most extensive physical challenge. You swim, you bike, you run. And so she says, well, let's get out in the water and swim. And I was like, swim in the ocean? Okay. And so the first week I didn't go, talked myself totally out of it. I was like, I can't do this. There's no way. What if I wasn't even worried about sharks. I was literally talking myself out of I wasn't even that far from the shore. And I'm talking myself out of going out there to swim. But when I went out there, she was like, wow, you're a natural. And I'm like, and automatically that got me a little more confident. And but because I wasn't there the week before, I didn't hear the part about on the final week we had to swim to the buoy. Now, for somebody who doesn't swim in the ocean, the buoy's all the way out in the ocean. And I'm like, the buoy? Nobody told me about the buoy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to laugh and smile all the way up to the final week. And then I'm going to hit them with the fact that I'm not going to the buoy. I was already talking myself out of this buoy swim. But in the meantime, I was preparing myself. Every week I was swimming a little bit more. We were meeting up. We were literally like, if it was a test, we were studying for this buoy swim. I was in the pool. I was I was on the beach. But I was already convinced that I was not going to do it, right? I wasn't going to do it. And so I said, okay, I'm not doing it. And the morning of the swim, I opened the door to walk out to go drive to the beach and I cut my foot. I'm like, yes, I do not have to swim. Guess what? My foot didn't even bleed. I'm like, you got to be kidding. So I get to the beach and I didn't have the wetsuit that she wanted us to have. I said, I can't swim. One of the people on the team had the wetsuit. Don't have my swim buoy. Guess what? Somebody was like, here you go. So do I have any excuses now? Not at all. And I did it, right? I actually, I swam it totally afraid. The minute my foot stepped off the ocean floor that I could not feel anymore, the fear set in. But at that point, I convinced myself that I had to do this. So if you see this is me at the end of my swim, right? And it's such an amazing accomplishment to me because it was something I told myself I couldn't do. So there's absolutely nothing you can't do, right? You have the ability to accomplish anything you set yourself to. So we're going to help you get this vision together and we're going to help you chart out and you're going to be able to see clearly, right? You're going to be able to see ahead the success that's waiting for you. So, but you have to set goals in a certain, not necessarily an exact way, but when you set goals to be effective, we want them to make sure that our goals are specific. What is it exactly that you want to do? Because the more specific you are, the more focused you are on setting your steps. It has to be measurable. How do I know I'm losing weight? Well, I broke up with my scale, so I don't know. But you would only know you're losing weight because the pounds are the weight is going down, right? If you want to improve your test scores, your test grades are going up. It has to be action oriented. So one thing that a goal is something towards which we put effort. So in the words of the infamous and the immortal Rihanna, it takes work, right? It does. It takes work, but it's okay because you're working on you. You're investing in you and you are the absolute best project you will ever invest in, right? They have to be realistic. Make sure that you set goals that you don't want to set these lofty goals. Like, like I didn't say I was going to swim an Ironman that day, right? Because I would have had to have swum 5 miles. And no, let them be realistic, because one, it doesn't frustrate you. It doesn't create a sense of failure, because we're not talking about failing. We're talking about progress, right? So it creates confidence. When you set realistic goals, it builds up your confidence, and then you stretch yourself further. And they have to be timely. There has to be a date, right? There has to be a date. I want to accomplish this by this date, right? So that goes into your goal setting. And here's a visual of it for those of us that are visual learners, right? So be smart about it, right? Be very smart about it. And this is what we will finish up with. So Renee is going to give you a little bit of information about your vision, and then we're going to do a little game, and then we're going to get ourselves ready for success.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Chandra. Yes, creating the vision board is one of the greatest ways to succeed in life and achieve your dreams using effective visualization techniques. So I'm going to switch over and I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I can't see. Hold on. Did I flip it? Okay.
Oh, perfect.
So here you see, this is my Black Mother Speak, my vision board. So on my board, you see a few things. You see my degree, getting my master's degree, dream big, right? So these are realistic goals for me. A new car, that's kind of like a want type of thing for me, but yeah, I want it. So I have to set a goal even for my wants, right? Right? So even just as far as I start my mornings is always with a warm cup, a hot cup of something, just to warm my soul, start my day. I'm very big on that. So coffee first, right? And purposeful, you need to purpose. You have to have a purpose in life, right? I want to write my book. So I put on my vision board, write books, author, motivational speaker. I have a mic on my board. Travel the world, and more importantly, self-care, because I couldn't achieve any of these if I didn't take care of myself. To have a balance in my life. I love to meditate. Again, back to the slim down part of it, right? And on your vision board, this is just to create the vision for what you see for your life. So some of you, you're still in school, so it would be something pertaining to your grades, school, your accomplishment, the college you wish to go to, the degrees that you wish to accomplish, right? Career goals, right? And I also have my affirmation board, right? I have a board of affirmations, healing. I mean, that's what this life journey is about, healing, forgiving. Forgiveness is so, so very important on this self-care healing journey, right? And accomplishing goals, right? And overcoming, because sometimes we set out for one specific thing and it goes a different way. We have to learn how to refocus and follow our dreams, get out of a comfort zone, right? Positive talk to ourselves, positive self-talk is so important. And you'd be surprised at the things that you can accomplish with your positive self-talk. You really will be surprised. I turned the camera back around. I can't see on this screen, but so I just really wanted to give you a realization of my actual vision boards that I have here for myself. And each and every one of you, I mean, now today, the world, we have evolved so much. You can do digital boards. You can actually do a vision board on your phone, on your computer. I mean, you just have access with these smartphones to so much, and it's so much fun. Vision boards are fun. They are made to be fun. That's why they call them vision board parties and so forth. You just gather. I'm big on journaling. It's important to journal your day. Like, and understand and know every day is an important day for you. It matters. Every day you are writing your life resume, right? You're telling a story. It's your life. Every day you're living it. So I want you guys to get your little journals. I journal so much now, I just write it in regular notebooks that you guys use in school. I write out my day, but at nighttime, I prepare for the next day. That's a good way to set it for you guys to get excited, prepared for your day. And don't be hard on yourself. Have fun with it.
Renee, quick question for you.
Yes.
What tools did you use to make that Black Mothers Speak vision board that you just showed us?
Oh my goodness. I went to the dollar store. So I got OTAG paper. They had all the little alphabet stickies. I got some magazines. I cut out the pictures, tape, just some tape. And some glue sticks. And that's exactly what I used to create my vision.
So you don't have to have like fancy equipment or tools. You can kind of just do it with supplies you have around the house, or newspapers or magazines.
Yes, your supplies around your house. I mean, there's pictures and everything, and books and everything, and just go through it. Sometimes some of you are good at sketching things out. Sketch it out. I use a notebook. I have a notebook vision board that I write in on a daily basis. Yeah, you really just really take a minute, look around you, see what you have access to. And more importantly, we all have a pencil or a pen and a notebook. You can actually write that out. You write the date in which you wish to accomplish that goal. Just write it, even if it's words, you're still speaking it out to the universe, and then do the work. Like, be realistic. Really make sure that those goals are measurable for you to accomplish, and do the work. What are the steps? Like for me, going back to school to get my degree, I had to set an appointment with an advisor. So I actually have an appointment on Monday with the advisor. So I'll check that off, right? So yeah, absolutely, Amanda. Around the house, it's no fancy. And even with your phones, like I said, you can do digital boards. That's amazing. The digital boards are so easy. Everything is at your access. Every picture you need to clip and paste on your board. It's amazing. Maybe what we could do in the chat, we can actually put some of the websites in, like Canva and different ones. Canva you could use to create a board. It's so many different things to create your vision board without even having to leave your house.
That's such a great, your vision boards are amazing, by the way. And it's great that you have them in different components, right? You have it and it's very clear to you. So when you look at one board, you see exactly the vision that you have on that one board. And as Renee said, there's so many different digital applications and platforms that you can use. So when I assigned it to my students to do, I had them do it in the beginning of the year, last year, as we went into the first full school year in the pandemic. And they did it on Google Slides. And it was, so there you didn't have to worry if the magazine didn't have the image or the word you wanted. You could literally personalize it and customize it, because you could find any image online, and it's totally free to do it. And you put it into a Google slide, and it's a presentation, and you can literally watch your vision sort of go from it's the minute you dreamt it and what it looks like at the end. We were going to do a little game with you and then give you a little homework. I'm so sorry, it's the educator in me, but it's good homework, right? It's good homework. So we're going to do a little scavenger hunt, right? And we're going to give you about 2 to 3 minutes to just get these 5 things, and they may be right in your immediate space, right? Glasses, like, my trusty glasses or contacts. If you're wearing them, you're good, right? A bottle of water. Some of us probably sat down with a bottle of water. A trophy. So I'll put them in the chat so you could see them, right? I'll put them in the chat so you could see. So the first thing was glasses or contacts, right? The next thing was a bottle of water. And of course, I don't have that right handy. The third thing was a trophy or certificate, an award, maybe a medal that you have, right? And of course, my spelling would be not the greatest. And then a carrot. If you don't have a carrot, that's fine. You can have something orange, right? And then you're going to tell us what this all means. And then lastly, a glass, preferably a clear glass, not a dark color glass. And if you're running to go get that, please be very, very careful, right? So we're going to give you 2 to 3 minutes to get that. And then we'll look at all the stuff on the table and wonder, what does this mean? If you see this, the vision board that's on the screen at this time is not mine. This is an image that we pulled up, but it just gives you an idea of how big and small and the placement of things. So are you guys running and going to get stuff? Be safe, please. And Amanda, the dollar store has the greatest little, the Dollar Tree has the, like a scrapbooking section. So they have things like this. I buy them for my youth group. And it has places where you could put the date, right? They have like to-do stickers.
Oh, I love
And
that.
you get about 300 stickers in here. So you can use them for a whole, this one happens to say reminder priority, which is great. A note to self. We cannot forget the self-care part, right? The self-care part. So for my students, I ask what self-care practices are they going to put in place as they're accomplishing their goals and watching their visions become reality, because we can't forget about the importance of ourselves, right? We have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves because we want to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And we can only be that if we're healthy. Are you guys back out there in Level Up Conference land? Yes? Let me see if I can see you guys. Tyler, Sarah, and all the other people that are there. Do we get all the items on do we have our items? Yes? You guys could say yes or no, and this way we can hear you.
Yes.
You got them? So what do they mean, right? You got a carrot or something orange. You have some water, you have a glass, your trophy, certificate, or award for those that got the perfect attendance awards, or you have like the, at the end of the school year, sometimes you get awards for showing improvement. I love to give showing improvement awards. Because guess what improvement means? We're making progress. It's not about perfection, it is about progress, right? So does everybody have their items? Tachina, Alexis, Martine. You could do a thumbs up. And this way we can know with your reactions, like this is a thumbs up, if you see my thumbs up, right? So what do all these things mean? Who thinks they know what all of these items mean? I believe you can unmute and tell us, right, or no?
Yes, they should be able to unmute.
Okay, if anybody Martine, yes, thumbs up. You want to tell us what it means, Martine? What do you think all these things mean? Or I just wanted you to get some cardio for the day. Which one was it?
Cardio.
Cardio. Okay, I'm glad you got some cardio. It's all about heart health. So what do they mean though? What is the bottle of water and the glass and the orange and the glasses? What do all these things mean? The trophies? How do these relate to what we've been talking about today?
They represent you in the way that you can improve and setting goals for improvement.
That sounds good. That definitely sounds good. Anyone else want to add? Feel free to share with us and let us learn from you.
Okay, well, you can tell us, Chandra.
Oh, I can tell you, I sure can. So the carrot, right? Carrot improves, they say eating carrots improves your vision, right? So the carrot is to have clear vision, right? We want to have clear vision as we're on this road to accomplishing these goals and seeing our visions come true. That trophy, certificate, or award, that is the actual tangible proof that you've accomplished something, right? I did it, right? Sometimes you have a list and you just check it off, but that trophy says I did it, right? The glass of water, the bottle of water is that's the self-care part, right? So when you take that glass and that bottle of water and you pour that water into that glass, that's you. That's you pouring into you, that's you investing in you, that's you putting in the work in you, that's you making your, putting in the effort that's needed to make that goal an accomplishment. And your glasses, if you're like me, you can't see without your glasses. I can't see without my glasses. So we need sometimes to adjust our vision. Sometimes those obstacles come along. We need to readjust the goal, right? We don't want to stop working towards the goal, but sometimes we have to put in place different steps. So as I told you about, the swimming out in the ocean, I got the idea that I was now going to do a triathlon, and I was ready to do this triathlon. And guess what? About the same week training was to start. That's the call that I got from the doctor to say that the cancer had returned. But guess what? That's still a goal, right? That's still a goal. The goal is not gone, right? It's just an obstacle. I had to put in place different steps. So, we have to adjust, right? And adjusting allows us to stay on track, right? It's again, 0 to 100, 1, 2, 3. So we should have a word, right? As we're working on our vision and creating this vision for tomorrow, we should have a word, right? Everyone should have a word that they're going to focus on, not necessarily wait till 2022, but a word you have now, right? A word that's going to be your guiding word, right? And when you do create your vision board, you put that word on your board, because that word is going to be your focus, and you're going to look at it and you're going to say, okay, this is what I'm working towards that, and sometimes we have to see ourselves in an accomplished place, right? So if your goal is a long-term goal and it may take you 6 to 9 months to accomplish, you have to create a mindset that already sees you accomplishing it. So we want you to write a letter to yourself as having accomplished this goal. And that's the letter we want you to send. And Amanda's going to put the email in the chat, right? So that you can send that letter so we can see, we have to be our own cheerleaders. Sometimes we don't have a team behind us, but what we're going to do for you right now, before the session closes, we're going to cheer for you. So we're going to give you a tremendous round of applause, right? So right now we're your cheering squad, but sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader, right? So you write that letter to yourself. I'm so proud of you.
I put it in the chat. You can send your word, or even just reach out with any comments about this workshop to levelupconinfo@gmail.com. That's levelupconinfo@gmail.com. And I just want to let you guys know we're about a minute out, and then everybody's going to get kicked back to the main room for more workshops to come. So I just want to take a quick couple of seconds to thank you so much, Chandra and Renee, for taking the time to be here with us, for sharing. We all get so busy in our lives that we sometimes forget to stop and really think about our future and map it out in a really tangible way. So this has been so helpful, and we are so grateful to both of you for being here.
And
thank you so much,
Amanda, and thank you to the team, and thank you to everyone that participated, all the participants. And you guys get ready, get those goals in place, and create those vision boards. And the future is very bright. Your future is very bright.
It is. I'm just saying, get comfortable with being successful, right?
Yes.
Get very comfortable with being successful. Be ready. Get ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's exactly what we're doing. Okay. So make sure your word is there